So we should be at about 3rd defense, yeah. So for 3rd defense, a lot of the time you're playing up on this silo here on a central spot, sort of just like spamming into the windows, making sure their sniper can't really get a good peek here. Occasionally, I do like to jump up to here though, and just like dome enemies. Like, it'll usually only work a few times, and then it's like they'll learn to just start splashing you from below. So I wouldn't really recommend doing it that many times, but just like once or twice it can be good. But then it's kind of like a gambit, like you're trading consistent pressure against their sniper away for just like being able to take a quick engagement at your advantage against a soldier potentially, and then being able to walk off that. But by far, like, this is something I don't really see other soldiers do, but this little drop down here opens up, like, on 3rd. And what this allows you to do is rocket jump in from below, and then 2 rocket any single sniper from above. And enemy teams, as long as they don't have anybody rolling out, do not have people sitting up here or watching this doorway usually. It is so game-winning, unironically, to do. Because, again, it's all about how you take your engagements. So instead of just like slogging out from more even footing, you take their high ground, and then they're put into a killing box on this entire hallway. And if you're spying your scout pinch, any flankers playing around here are dealt with. And if you do get caught out by an enemy up there, like, you could just rotate out through the drop down again and get out pretty easily. Like, you have a lot of cover, and you can shoot rockets upwards as you retreat to kind of propel them back up to the air and away from you. It is like such a game-winning thing, though. I don't understand why it isn't really used. And then if an enemy medic is like, if they're called rotating into apartments, jump up through here, force. It's so winning. So I'd highly recommend experimenting with that. Otherwise, occasionally you could see a soldier playing back here, but I don't think it's very good at all. Like, I think like you are almost always either playing up here or you are going for a collapse from there. Those are the main 2 things you're doing. If your team is playing below, though, this is when you would see this spot begin to maybe get used a bit, so that you can kind of contest them from above. And you just always want to be like trying to support your combo. But then, like, if they're saying they're sniper boiler, you'd probably want to like rotate back again, maybe just bomb directly into the doorway. You know, like, coordinate with your spy, definitely have your spy be calling it. So, like, don't stay there full time even then. And those are the main 3 spots you'd be seeing used. Again, I cannot recommend doing this enough for the drop down, but then if you do enough against a team, they will become aware of it. So just keep that in mind.
I have no idea what you just said over there.
This drop down opens up.
Mm-hmm.
You can go through this. This doorway is also open at this point. Enemy sniper plays around here, enemy soldier maybe plays around here. You go around from below them on the defensive side, land above here, 2 rockets, sniper is dead. Compare that to sitting here and just like getting shot at the entire time by the enemy flank. Like, it's a gambit, but it's one that's highly effective because it takes the enemy's high ground and uses it against them, and it's kind of low risk to you personally. But then again, the more you do it, the more enemies are going to keep expecting it. So, like, keep your options open, don't keep doing the same things. Just expect enemies to start playing around it at a certain point. But until they do that, feel free to keep taking advantage of it. Like, so few soldiers do this trick that you will not experience much awareness of it for a while. Yeah? Okay, cool. Otherwise, you're just playing in the boiler, shooting in here. Occasionally you might be up top here, and then if your team is holding in the bottom ground here, like, be holding up here, shoot at them when they try pushing in from, like, red room into this, and then be jumping back when your spy is calling that they're snipers and boiler, or so on and so forth. Just be working with your spy. Does that clarify it a bit?
Yes.
Alright, cool. Defense, defense, defense. A lot of the time, if the enemy team isn't actively up to the fence, I like holding around here. It gives you a lot of control around this area, it allows your team to get forward, but then most importantly, you're able to just directly shoot rockets into the garage here, which means you can really injure enemy snipers and soldiers. If your spy is playing around garage, it allows a big distraction for your spy because their soldier is going forward to contest you there. like they're trying to shoot you, clear you out of there, so their sniper can peek in garage in the first place, assuming their combo isn't just walking into you from the side here. You have that bit of cover anyways. Or you can go in from like this side of garage, like have your spy open the door, and then take like a peek and tap some people in there. So it's like the most important thing by far, like pretty much what you're spending 90% of your time on fourth they're doing is controlling garage, pressuring garage, and making sure their sniper doesn't get up space there. Otherwise, if the card is super close, you can play a pier for a little bit as you're, like, when your team's preparing to back out, clear card off for a little bit to tap some card players. Or you're playing around tier, you're giving your players whips, and you're bombing into the enemy combo to get a drop or a force when they're walking forward through main here. You can just be like, this, a little bit of a pencil, sure, but you have cover to start with, and it's really easy just to land 2 rockets, especially with whips though, and just tap some people around main. Especially if you have a banner up, recontest that. Counter aggression is a huge part of Swiftwater. Those are the only like 2.5 spots you'll see on like for Swiftwater defense soldier, around those 2 spots, around there, and occasionally, like rarely on the roof for cart denial. For defense, the majority of the time, you're holding up here top left, you can be aggro peeking this, working with a spy, spy goes in from behind you, walk forward, rocket here, same logic as before, and clear a soldier, sniper, or scout, whatever is over here in the left side lobby. It's a bit of a death trap for scouts, really good for you to hold as a soldier. Just watch out for spies going in from around here. Spies love crossing through this left side and hiding around one of these 2 corners, especially like here slow for a soldier stab. And then occasionally you can like peek aggro into left side lobby once you get their soldier down, or if they don't have anybody watching this, you can harass like the enemy heavy demoman medic sniper. And basically, like, the majority of the time you're playing for control here in left side lobby, you're making sure they don't get things through, but occasionally you're aggro peeking it. You're not actually pushing into lobby much as soldier. And then when cards start getting closer, once your heavy drops down, like once the enemy team starts flooding through a main, you could be playing around here, shooting people very closely from cart. You might hide here for a little bit, honestly though, wait for them to get close on cart, like, and be turned upwards. And then you can just keep launching them in from behind, basically, and do a lot of damage. And you're kind of playing for the banner there on left side lobby, and if you're playing, like, close near cart. And if you get your banner there, again, you pop banner around, like, here, you rotate back up to your combo, you banner in, you clear it, they're level 3 or whatever, they have main, snipers, and a factor, and then you can just aggro, or, like, super aggro push, give players a whip, jump, chase medic, stuff like that, and get a lot of space. Again, if you have the opportunity to counter aggress, especially if it's with a banner, you're gonna want to take it. Alright, that's pretty much it. It's defense, offense, Swiftwater in general.
No.
Okay. Next map. Vigil or product?
Vigil.
Okay, Vigil time. World's longest review. Okay. Defense. Offense.
Give 'em hell, boys!
Alright. For offense, you're either fast bombing through left side here, be better than me, try and go for a speed shot, you know? You get the idea. You're probably better at rocket jumping than me. I'm notorious for my jumps. Anyways, so you're clearing out left side here pretty much, like with that fast bomb, like you can kind of collapse in, but not really actually. Like a lot of the time, if you go for that false bomb and you try and take a peek on their heavy here, he just shreds you. So what you try and do is get past the heavy, just speed past it. Okay. And you just try and land on this little spot here. If you go for the speed shot, like, it can work, like, that is one of your options, but usually, like, the better option is to go on flank here to just contest it from this little, like, low ground here, and usually it's just, like, you're taking a lot of damage, maybe, it's not gonna be the best fight for you, but You can usually get them back up pretty easily. You send your combo flank if you have any trouble. And then at that point, you can either take the low ground flank fight from here. I don't like that too much though, honestly. I like to try and bust through the flank, like land here, just 2 rocket players, like kind of come into them from the side and force them to either like back up or eat a lot of damage and then have the rest of my flank clean up on them. Like your scout, for instance, or whoever else is just helping you out on flank initially. Like your biggest goal, first and foremost, is to clear off the flank. And then it's like you can either bomb in from the flank kind of high around this shack or so. Like that, and you're kind of landing from the side at the moment your spy saps, or you could rotate back and try and speed shot then from here, just land it from the side. And basically, like, after flank is cleared out, you're either playing slow for banner, just shooting from around here, so spamming gun, or you're going for a bomb and converging on this exact spot where the gun is going to be, and get a sap with your spy. Yeah? Oh, I guess that's something else.
Life is scary.
Well, my brain was a little jumbled at first after going over Swiftwater in such detail. But, yeah, it's most of the correct stuff for first. Clear out flank, then go in from the left side, or the right side, or just whatever side you want, you know. I don't care about politics. And just land around here, sack a little bit. Usually you're like working with your spy for it, you don't can be bombing in with you, and the main goal is just to land at the same exact time all around here. When you're initially pushing flank, you can have your pyro kind of jump in from around the high side here while you're pressuring them on the flank with backburner. Just on the rollout, you know, it's a bit of a sack wave, bit of a sack point really in general for a lot of classes. You can easily catch out spy with that as well, and then it's just like you converge on them. Again, converge, diverge, important terms. It kind of sums up a lot of flank and TF2 play in general. I guess so, wait.